We're joined by Himanshu Chakrawarti here. He's the CEO of Snapdeal.com. Thank you so much, Himanshu, for having us at the premises today.
Thank you so much for coming over. Good to see you
Uh,
here.
so, firstly, I just want to start with some sort of context setting, right? In terms of there are two behemoths in the e-commerce sector that are Flipkart and Amazon. Snapdeal's market share has fallen over the years. How are you dealing with that, and what's your focus been lately?
Uh, in this journey, we are trying to actually build our version of Snapdeal 2.0, which is essentially trying to build the finest value lifestyle destination. Now, as far as value segment is concerned and lifestyle is concerned, a large amount of the business of this comes in from tier 2 and beyond, and that's why we say we are Bharat focused. So our focus is on creating easy experience for the consumers, creating relevant price range, protecting them on quality, and focusing on voice and vernacular.
Right. So the focus is now on value e-commerce, right? What does that translate into geographically in terms of orders? Where are the orders coming in from majorly?
So, being a national, brand and app, and because of our history as well, we have almost business equal to the geographical population distribution across the country. So, we have got a large amount of business coming from the south. We have a large amount of business coming from the north, and of course, then west and east, and more or less in proportion to the population density in these places.
Right. So apart from the major cities, the major maybe the top eight cities, the rest of it is where a bulk of the orders are coming in.
Oh, interestingly, almost 74-75% of our orders come in from tier 2 and smaller cities. The bigger cities, metros and mini metros, is just about 25-26%.
Right. In terms of how does the value e-commerce proposition affect the product mix that Snapdeal has today?
The focus is primarily on all the lifestyle categories. So we have got fashion, which is apparel, menswear, women's wear, kids wear. We have then accessories. We have footwear. Then we have alongside this we have other categories which are adjacent to this. For example, we've got home, both soft and hard goods in home. We have gifts as a category. We have some amount of fashion lifestyles categories in electronic consumer electronics. Things like, for example, wearables, things like earphones, headphones, etc., etc. So it's largely focused around all the lifestyle categories, but in the value range.
Interesting stuff there, Himanshu. Let's come down to numbers now. FY22, you had about 540 crores revenue from operations, about a 510 crore consolidated loss as well. What's your plan to get that level down, and also the path to profitability going ahead?
So the good news is our revenues, of course, are essentially the margin that we make. We are a platform, right? For us, therefore, from there onwards has been a progressive journey over the last 1.5, 2 years. Has been a journey of accelerating towards break even by finding the correct economics while doing the range right for the consumers. We have been unit economics positive for a fairly good period of time, and over the last 18 to 20 months, we have made humongous progress on the profitability front, so much so that we are almost very close to profitability now.
Lovely. Any projections for FY24 as well, the current fiscal?
While we don't project numbers, etc., but I think FY24 is the year which is our turnaround year in terms of turning profitable, as well as then from here onwards moving on to high growth and high profitability.
Let's walk a little. Himanshu, my next question would be on ONDC. Is that something that you see as would be a meaningful contributor to top line?
Oh, absolutely. I think ONDC is one of the most path-breaking things which is happening in the Indian space. I think we all know about what took place with the advent of the entire stack that we see around UPI, with NPCI doing all the work, etc., etc. But what we are going to see a similar thing in ONDC. This, of course, because there's a movement of goods, it's a bit more complicated. So the pieces take a bit more solving amount of work on solving. But having said that, the work which has been done is excellent. We are very excited. We are going to go live with at scale with ONDC. We've been already live for a bit, but we are going aggressively live with them on multiple categories, multiple sellers, and on the buyer side as well. So you will see a lot of business coming in from Snapdeal on ONDC in the weeks ahead, festive weeks ahead.
Right. Very interesting there. On to some other metrics. What are some trends that you can share in terms of net units delivered and the traffic that your website is getting?
So our website traffic or our is essentially our traffic is into three components: the app traffic, the M-site traffic, and the web traffic. Web is very small, 1 or 2%. 2/3 of the traffic is on the app. 1/3 of the traffic is on M-site. Fairly big numbers in terms of the traffic. In terms of the app installed base is roughly around 200 million. The monthly, MAUs as we call them, is depends on month to month, but varies anywhere from let's say 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 million, depending on the month. But yeah, I mean that's the range that we have in terms of the visits and the distribution.
We're in October, a month marked by the festive season, right? A month marked by a generally high consumption period. How is Snapdeal gearing up for that? And what are sort of some projections that you have for this particular month, which is marked by so many e-commerce sales?
So our entire focus is on three aspects that we focus on. One is on the existing range, what can be the consumer offers. So we work with all our sellers, partners over several months to come in with the best possible offers that they can give to the consumers during this period, because everybody is going to spend on so many things during this festive season for the entire family, specifically in the lifestyle categories, that we want to make sure that they feel very good about the money that they have spent and they get good value for what they're buying in this period. So that's one part, which is all the offers, etc., that are done, and that takes a lot of planning and time. The second aspects and the aspect which is important for us is to bring in all the relevant merchandise during this period. So, for example, all your lighting, all your festive wear that will come in, all the extended amount of dry fruits, the gift sets, etc., etc., much more festive range, etc. So the range of merchandise that needs to come in during this period of time. So that's the second focus. And the third, of course, focus is in terms of communicating it in a cogent manner to the consumers, whether it is through notifications, whether it is through WhatsApp, mail, our other modes of communication on the app, social media, every mode through which we can communicate and as personalized as we can make it.
Himanshu, there was a major rejig within the structure of how Snapdeal operates in terms of it was branched into the Ace Vector group, and then you also have sister companies in Unicommerce and Stellaris. What are synergies that you see with it being part of the Ace Vector group and versus it being a standalone company earlier?
So Ace Vector is the holding company, which has got three companies underneath, businesses underneath. So we've got Snapdeal, we have Stellaro, and we have got Unicommerce. Unicommerce is a SaaS platform which is meant for the entire industry. Then we have Stellaro. Now, one of the interesting things is that Stellaro, which is the house of brands that we have for third-party marketplaces like Ajio, Amazon, etc., where we have a whole range of our own brands, Stellaro's brands, which sell on the third-party marketplaces. Now, the enabler for that, the tech enabler for that is Unicommerce, like it is for so many other house of brands in the ecosystem. So that's one aspect of the synergy that you see. But however, having said that, Unicommerce operates, as a separate entity within Ace Vector because its market is fairly large in terms of the SaaS company. And then you have Snapdeal, the platform, which is essentially a marketplace where sellers of all hues and kinds come in, and we try to create a great shopping experience for the consumers.
Lastly, Himanshu, Snapdeal did file its DRHP. It's now been shelved for now. I want to ask two things. What was the earlier intention with filing the DRHP? Why an IPO? And now, are there any plans to relaunch that?
So the IPO, we do have a point of view where we feel that public market is a good thing to do, and that's why we had filed for our DRHP. However, having said that, the market conditions changed. The war in Ukraine came in, and then the market was not conducive to do an IPO. So we formally withdrew the DRHP. Yeah, so that's been the going forward for our growth requirements. At different points of time, we will have requirement of raising funds. Uh, As and when we have that requirement, at that point of time, we will evaluate both the private and the public markets, and we are not close to either of the two. Depending on at that point of time, whatever is more suitable is something that we'll exercise.
Right. Thank you so much, Himanshu. Viewers, this was Himanshu Chakrawarti, the CEO of Snapdeal. Stay tuned.